Good day everyone, Aja here from Pandamonium. I am here in Kingman, Kansas. We are at the fishing lake doing some camping. It's a wonderful campground. I'll show you around in a minute, but before I do, I want to do an unboxing like I had mentioned earlier of my new camera. This is the Canon M50. It does shoot 4K and it is going to be a wonderful camera. It's a great camera if you're just starting out too. The price right now is $8.99. It was on sale for $6.99 when it came out, but I think they might have made some upgrades to it, so the price has gone up. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox it. Some manuals, carrying strap, and here's the camera right here. Very compact. It reminds me of my Sony that I used, but the big difference between this and the Sony is that the Sony's screen does not flip out like this one does. And this makes it much easier for vlogging, any selfie modes. That way you can check and see if your camera is working or the lighting is proper, anything like that. It's just nice to have the screen to look at. It's the only thing I don't like about my Sony. It's an awesome camera, and if you're into Sonys, this is a really good starting camera. It's the A6500. It actually does 120 frames per second in 4K, which is wonderful. I love this camera, and I will still be using this camera, but for most of my stuff I'm going to use this. This one actually feels lighter than this one. This is a little heavier. This one is much lighter, but yeah, I can see myself, so I can see if the shot is in focus, also if it is lit well, and oh, if my hair's messed up, let me fix that. Anyways, this is gonna be a wonderful camera. Let me go ahead and get the lens out. Now the lens that comes with this, I believe, is different. Most lenses, starter kit lenses, are like 18 to 55. This one actually is 15 to 45, which is good. I have to test this camera out and see how it's gonna work. I've never shot on this camera, so I don't know how it's gonna be. I do have another Canon that's the T6i. Unfortunately, it does not shoot in 4K. That's why I only use this camera for specific things. This is just wonderful. This is what I was wanting to begin with. I was wanting a Canon, because I love the Canons, but I was wanting something that shot in 4K, and unless you spend a lot of money, you're not going to get that in Canon, but now you can, and the M50 seems to be a wonderful camera. So I need to go ahead and put a memory card in this and start test shooting and see how it is. Before I do that, there are a few more things, well, two more things. There's the battery charger, and unfortunately this is not DC, this is 120 or 110, sorry, and I will purchase a DC charger and extra batteries. It comes with one battery, although I believe you can, because I do it with my Sony, you can actually charge this while you're filming. Yeah, you can. I'm gonna buy a memory card just for that one, but I do have a 4K memory card here, and I'm just gonna use it in that one for now since I won't be using them at the same time. Save a little bit of money. As you can see, I need to go ahead and charge my battery. The thing I like about the Canon M50 is that it is a complete touchscreen. You can do all your settings and everything with the touchscreen. The Sony A6500 or any of the Sonys, they don't usually have the flip out, and also the touchscreen is only for your focus, your autofocus. So that will be wonderful that I can actually charge this while I'm filming, or just charge it period this way, because there's a little port there. That's what I like about my Sony. This camera, the DSLR that I'm filming on now, you cannot. You actually have to charge the batteries and replace the batteries. But they do make hand grip that has extra batteries if you want a longer time for that. I am really excited about using this camera. It's going to be much better. This is what I'm going to use for just everyday vlogging, and I will also still use this one for certain things, and this one because this is an awesome camera. Another thing that I want to mention about this camera is that it has a built-in intervalometer. I don't need an external one like this. All my other cameras do require an external intervalometer to take time-lapse. This actually can do 4K time-lapse. It's all built in. That's wonderful. Nice beginner camera for $8.99. It is very compact and lightweight. I can actually fit it in my bag. Alright, let's get filming. I'm waiting for my battery to charge.
Aja?
Yeah?
Here, I made you some lunch.
Oh.
A lettuce wrap.
Oh my.
BLT.
Oh, you made me that before. That is
did.
so good. That's my favorite.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Moo, you want to come over and have a little bacon?
Waiting for the battery to charge is always a boring thing. I got my hat on so when I go outside, because it's a bit windy and chilly today, but these are my favorite things that Terry makes. It is the BLT wrap. It's so good. She does bacon, mayo, tomatoes. She also, I think, is that tomatoes or peppers? Oh, it's like a pickled pepper. Mmm, so good. I love these things. Thank you, Terry. Alright. Just waiting for my battery. Are you waiting for something, Moo-moo? What, you want your treat? Go get it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Sniff, sniff. Use that nose. There you go. Oh my god, that was so yummy. She's actually making me another one. Thank you, Terry. If you are interested in how she makes them, she'll be sharing it on her channel. You can check Scott and her channel out, and that is Destination Open Road, all one word. Yay, the battery is finally charged. That took a little while. Anyways, I also bought a new microphone. This is the Rode microphone, but I have a microphone like this, and I don't like that it needs batteries. It just makes it one step that is more difficult when you're having to film. If your battery runs out on the microphone and you're not aware and you're sitting here talking and there's no volume. So this one is $59 and it doesn't require a battery. It's just plug and play and you're good to go. That is what I want. Okay, so I have my mic on, and the thing I like about this is it has a really simple menu and it's really easy and user friendly. Now, the only thing I don't like about it is that in order to shoot in 4K, it does have to crop down, so you definitely have to hold it farther out. You don't get as wide of a view, but I'm okay with that as long as it's shooting in 4K. I couldn't find the 4K in the menu, so what I had to do is press that Q right there on the corner. Then it'll bring up all these boxes on the screen, and there's your frames per second right there. And as you notice, I have the 4K. It's the last one selected. But it is only 24 frames per second, which most movies are shot at, so I'm okay with that. I actually used to shoot in 24 frames per second, but now mostly I shoot in 30. I'm gonna go ahead and select the full HD, and in full HD you can, let's see, where's it at? There's this miniature thing right here. So the miniature effect is best if you are up high and shooting down at your subject. It could be either cars or people. They just look like mini little things moving around. It has that effect. It blurs the outer edges and has focus on the center line. This is our new campsite right here. It's right by the lake. It's a wonderful campsite. It's a bit windy today. Scotty's got the BioLite stove going really good. If you're interested in what this is, I'll put a link at the top corner. I just did the unboxing of this, and My first time lighting it. It's a wonderful, wonderful camp stove. I noticed that my mic wasn't completely plugged in, so I just checked that footage. This camera does have a really great microphone on it. It sounded good, but there was still a little wind noise. This is being recorded at 1080p, and you can actually see stuff behind me. This is how it looks like in 4K. So as you can see, it's really cropped in and your field of view is not as wide. But I still like shooting in 4K, so this is what I'm going to choose. So what I found I can do is use my mono stick, and I actually took the head off of one of my old tripods and put it onto my mono stick, so it gives me the reach and the angle as well. You can always get a bendy Gorilla Pod, and that would give you the reach as well, or even the selfie stick. I'm not sure about the weight on that, but I wanted to go over this some more. See, this is how a monopod usually is. Well, I know they do have monopods with the shifting heads. You can get those. This was $15 at Walmart. And this was an old attachment, a tripod that I don't use anymore and ended up getting rid of. So I kept this part, fortunately. And it just screws on there, and that allows the tilt. And then this tightens it up, so that way I can have a further reach on it. And this also extends as well. So I think this is going to work really well. Yep. Just have to make sure that the one that you use has the screw top just like this one. If you've been filming a while, then you probably know about this, but I want to go over rolling shutter. And that is when you're filming with a mirrorless camera or either a cell phone. You don't have the problem if you're filming with a regular DSLR. But this one, I don't believe has that bad of a rolling shutter. My Sony actually has a worse rolling shutter than this one. It's when you pan back and forth and you get a wavy motion in your film. Let's try this scene right here. See that wavy motion that you see in the tree? That's what happens when you pan too fast or you have jerky motion when you're using mirrorless or a cell phone. But this one is not as bad as my Sony. That one has a really bad rolling shutter. I love my new BioLite stove. It burns really clean, hardly any smoke, and it burns everything down to ash. And it actually has a long burn on it, and you don't even have to use that much wood. I wanted to go for a walk, but it was sprinkling earlier, but now it has stopped, so I think I'm going to go for a quick short walk, and I'll bring y'all along. If you're ever here in Kansas, you should definitely come visit this park. It is the Kingman State Fishing Lake, and they have tons of like camping spots here. It's beautiful. No wake. Look at that tree that's starting to change. It's awesome. Now I think this is absolutely beautiful. The grassy field here on the hillside. You can hear the crickets in the background. We're taking a walk down to the far side of the lake where the other camp spots are. It is really, really nice through here. It is starting to sprinkle again, so I'm not sure how far we're going to make it. I wanted to talk about the van build. I'm really excited to go to the van build. I know the dates have been changed. It is now the 7th through the 23rd. Which is the day after Thanksgiving, because they do like to have a Thanksgiving celebration. I really do hope to see some of y'all there. I think it's just going to be fun times. Starting to sprinkle again, so we'll probably be turning around soon. I love the tree-lined roads. Definitely gives it character around here. And the lake seems to just go on and on. I would say it's definitely over a mile long. So peaceful here. That view is just gorgeous. Since this is a state fishing lake, usually I'm sure there are people just lined along the shore fishing because there's great fishing in here. There is one kayaker way out there. It seems like it would be a bit lonely, but I bet it's peaceful out there. I hear a big bird squawking in the tree over there. All these oak trees just remind me of South Carolina. There were parks there that were lined with oak trees. Beautiful trees. Uh-oh, look what I found. It's a sticky pool. Oh, you got it. Well, we reached the camp. Can I do it? Well, we've reached the end of the camping area, and there is a dirt road that goes out, but it's starting to get darker, so we're going to go ahead and turn around. Plus, it's starting to sprinkle harder. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with us today. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next video, right, Moo-moo? Until then, stay safe and onward bound. We love y'all out there. Mwah. Bye for now.